Today we're going to be combining these three components to see if this SketchUp of an idea actually works.
It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps.
Good day everybody and welcome to this video. Now let's talk you through this sketch here, and in particular this area here where there's lots of cables and lines that I've drawn. Now before I get started, I should probably say that I am not a qualified electrician. This is just me mucking around with an idea I had for an automatic top-off system for a reverse osmosis unit. And with some basic knowledge, I've put this together. So normally the principle is fairly simple. As the water level drops inside this reservoir, so will the float valve, and in turn allow new water from the filter to then fill it back up for the water lost during a water change. However, this is where it gets a little bit complicated in my area. If I was to let just the mains water pressure go through the reverse osmosis unit and fill up this reservoir here, it would take 4 hours to do just 25 litres. And if I add a pump on it, which is this here, it takes 40 minutes. So less than 25% of the time with just the normal water pressure. So this is why I want to add a pump on it, and also a solenoid valve to control the water going to the pump. So the new idea is when the float valve drops down, it's an electronic one which has a switch in it. It then turns on the pump and the solenoid valve at the same time to allow the water flow from the mains water through the pump to pump it through the filter to put it in here. So I've got to basically wire the solenoid valve, the pump and the switch to the mains to see if that switch will actually turn them both on at the same time. This is the float switch I'll be using, and I'll try to put a link in the description below for all the products used in this video if you wanted to replicate it. There we go, and it comes with some nice instructions even about how to wire it up, which I'll be following later on. Here is the solenoid valve that I'll be using, and it's for air, water and oil, so I'll just be using it for water. And finally, this is the water pump to increase the pressure going through the filter. So it's the EC 103, 100, something like that. Again, I'll try and put the links down below. The first thing we're going to do is take the plug off the adapter for the pump. Next, we're going to be following figure 1 of the instructions. So the brown wire is basically redundant. We're just going to be using the blue and black one. So let's go ahead and strip those wires. This is probably one of the best gifts I ever got, and I got it for Christmas. This is a wire stripper. So if you're doing a bit of DIY here and there, I highly recommend having this in the toolbox. It's just amazing. Let me show you it at work. So let's strip both the blue and the black wire at the same time, put them in there like that, and hey presto. Now for this test, this is the wire that's going to be connected to the mains to join all the rest together. So let's go ahead and strip the end off of this, like so, pull that out. There's no earth in the other devices, so we'll just go ahead and strip the live and neutral. There we go, give those a bit of a twist. Now we did actually end up stripping the earth wire because there is an earth wire going to the pump. So to connect all these wire ends together, I'm going to use some Wagyu clips. Now these are great in the sense that there are no screws involved, and electricity does cause vibrations, so slowly over time, if you use the screw up junctions, they can become loose. These grip down and basically the wires ain't going anywhere. Highly recommended by electricians to me anyway. So if we follow the instructions given to us with the float switch, you see that the float's black cable wants to go with the mains neutral. So let's do that first. This is the mains neutral. Put them in the clip, push it all the way and flip that down. That's not going anywhere. Now let's get the black cable from the switch, put that in the other end, all the way down, flick it down, and that's stuck in there too. We then want to connect the blue cable from the switch going into the motor. Now, because the motor comes out going to the live of the mains, I can only assume that we attach the blue onto the neutral of the motor. So we have the blue from the switch in here, nice and secure. And then we have the blue from the motor going in there. That's in. And finally, to close the main circuit from the switch and the motor, we are going to attach the motor's live to the live of the mains. In there. That's a pretty small one. I'll extend it when I actually do the proper thing. And then the live of the mains in there. Voila. So effectively what we've just gone and done is made this little circuit here. We have the mains going to the switch, which then goes to the motor, which will power it. When the water level's down, it will turn on. But alas, I hear you say, you have not put the solenoid valve in. So let's go ahead and do that now. And I'm pretty sure this is just going to be as simple as putting in this wire there. And then this one, because it only comes with two, so I assume one's a live, one's a neutral, in with the other lives. That was a bit of a wiggle, but that's nice and secure. Just a couple more steps now. Let's just connect the neutrals from the pump and the mains together. And now we need to put a socket on the other end of this mains line and plug it in and test it. I'm going to be reusing the plug that I took off of the pump earlier on. It's probably worth noting, but if this actually works, this will all be boxed up in a junction box and all tidy. This is just kind of pieced together so I can test it. Right, so as it stands, the float valve is floating upright in the water and everything is off. So let's drop it down. Moment of truth. Can I get a drum roll, please? Drop it down. Oh, things sound like they're working. Let's turn it up because I don't want the pump running dry too much. So yeah, the pump was working. Let's have a look in the solenoid. You might be able to see that. Look just inside there. Let's see if you can see the valve opening. Yep, that moves up. Turn it off. Awesome. So I'm sorry that this video has been quite raw, but I really want to try and document as much as possible of doing the shrimp room conversion, all the little ideas I have and things like that. So if you made it this far, thanks for staying tuned and watching. And I'm really happy that this float valve switch actually works and powers both the motor and the solenoid valve at the same time. So I'm excited to get that in place later on when we get round to putting the water reservoirs in. So if you did like this video and you've learned something a little bit educational, whack that thumbs up. Any comments, suggestions down below as to if you think I should do something different or you've had an experience of doing something similar to this, I'm keen to hear, so leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to follow this process, and I shall see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching, see you later.
It's all about shrimps, simply shrimps. Let's keep things shrimple with simply shrimps. Do 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 do. Yeah!